Bold and beautiful spoilers. FHOEB, is that you? Steffi is shocked by an unexpected visitor at her door. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next 3 weeks, May 12 to May 30, reveal that Brooke Logan will face a double shocker while Liam Spencer's symptoms worsen. Luna Nozowa will also want revenge on Steffi Forrester, so there will be opportunities for some great drama. During the week of May 12 to 16, Liam will conceal his brain tumor from Bill Spencer, but they'll still have a sweet conversation and repair their father-son bond. Hope Logan will keep her knowledge of Liam's grim fate a secret when she meets up with him later. As Hope pushes Liam for a future together, Carter Walton will hear her declaration outside the door. B&B spoilers say Carter will sink pretty low in the aftermath, but Daphne Rose will urge him to see this as another reason to truly put Hope in the rearview mirror. However, Liam will feel like Hope belongs with Carter, since he's obviously got a much longer life expectancy. We'll see Liam work to convince Hope that Carter should be her future instead of him. Steffi return to the Cliff House will bring a major outburst since she'll find Luna in the living room with John Finnegan. After Steffi orders Luna to leave and never come back, she'll give Finn updates on her conversation with Hope. Taylor Hayes will apparently get all the latest news as well, so she'll join Finn in assuring Steffi that she did what was best. This isn't an easy situation, but Hope needed to know Liam was dying whether he wanted to spill that or not. The week of May 19 to 23 will bring Hope and Steffi's attempt to grant a request for Liam, who wants the mothers of his daughters to come together. Bringing Hope back to Forrester Creations should be a nice start, so she may apologize for her part in the takeover and get warm welcome back from Steffi. Brooke will no doubt be shocked when Hope and Steffi suddenly start getting along. A second shock could come when Brooke sees that Hope's feeling so drawn to Liam. Even if Hope considers a Carter reunion, it may not pan out if she finds him in the middle of some passion with Daphne. That could just strengthen Hope's resolve to remain right by Liam's side to the bitter end. As for Luna, she'll wrestle with some vengeful desires since she'll feel like Steffi is ruining her chance to connect with Finn. How long will Luna be able to fight her desire for a revenge plot? During the week of May 26 to 30, Luna may try to make more progress with Will Spencer as well. If Will discovers Liam is facing an inoperable brain tumor, that could give Luna a chance to swoop in and comfort him. There are bound to be some secret leaks along the way, especially now that Hope knows what Liam's up against. It'd be easy for Will to overhear a conversation at the office, especially if Hope confides in Brooke. Whatever the case, Liam's symptoms will worsen, so he won't be able to hide his brain tumor indefinitely. Even the people out of the loop could start asking questions and making predictions about Liam's health issues. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say the next 3 weeks will bring plenty of Liam-centric action, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Luna Nozowa faces Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Carter Walton overhears Hope Logan's vow to Liam Spencer. Plus, Liam meets with Bill Spencer, but will he tell them the truth? Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. One must-see moment for the upcoming week centers on Luna and John Finnegan. While Steffi slipped out to see Hope, Luna snuck into the Cliff House to talk to Finn. The doctor was not expecting Luna, and she isn't welcome there. This is a very similar stunt to what Sheila Carter-Sharp pulled a while back. Back to Luna, she issues an emotional plea for her father not to turn his back on her. In a photo posted in a soap forum, Finn is clearly frustrated as he leans on a table. Finn already told Luna that he was busy, but she didn't leave. The troubled young woman probably won't leave until she says what she needs to say to Finn. However, Luna will face an unexpected complication when Steffi walks through the door. Steffi will already be emotional and exhausted from telling Hope about Liam's impending death. Now she goes home to get comfort from Finn only to find Luna there. Luna will likely take this opportunity to apologize once again to Steffi. The young woman might even beg Steffi just to let her have a relationship with Finn, so that Steffi doesn't actually ever have to see her. However, Steffi isn't going to risk her family. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that another must-see moment focuses on Hope and Liam. The blonde just found out that Liam is dying. Liam wants Hope to get back together with Carter so she has someone when he's gone. However, Hope tells Liam that she doesn't want to be separated anymore. Liam looks at Hope like she's lost her mind. Meanwhile, Carter is devastated as he listens from a doorway. Over with Bill, he meets with Liam. A series of photos from the upcoming scenes has been posted on social media. In one, Sheila sits down at the table with Liam and Bill. Sheila has a forlorn look on her face. It's interesting that Sheila is sitting there, and Bill doesn't look angry or even frustrated. Will Sheila overhear that Liam is dying? How does that change her dynamic with Bill? The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next 2 weeks are here. From May 12 to 23, fans can expect Hope Logan to ask Liam Spencer to reunite. However, Liam wants Hope with Carter Walton. So there will be some misunderstandings and awkward rejections. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Bill Spencer, who reconnects with Liam during the week of May 12. The father and son will face the past and likely smooth things over. However, there is something that Liam needs to tell Bill, and it will change everything. While Liam won't immediately tell Bill about his inoperable brain tumor, it will come out later in the week. Steffi Forrester Finnegan betrayed Liam and told Hope the truth about the diagnosis. In a preview clip for next week, Hope and Liam sit on a couch together. Hope clings to Liam emotionally and physically and asks to reunite. Hope says she doesn't want to be separated from him any longer. However, Liam knows that he is dying. In fact, that is why Liam keeps pushing Hope to forgive Carter, so she has someone to lean on after he's gone. It will lead Liam to awkwardly reject Hope. Then, Liam likely pushes her to forgive Carter again. It doesn't seem like Hope will tell Liam that she knows he's dying. Hope's sudden shift could raise Liam's eyebrows, though. Later, Liam issues a private plea to John Finnegan. The good doctor will be in a tough spot when Liam wants him to heal Hope and Steffi's relationship after he's gone. Carter just happens to overhear Hope and Liam's conversation. Carter doesn't know that Liam is dying, so Carter will think that Hope would rather be with Liam than with him. So that could lead to some misunderstandings. It could also have Carter turning to Daphne Rose. After all, the nose seems to be in serious heat. Also, Steffi walks in just as Luna Nozawa is begging Finn not to turn his back on her. Later, both Finn and Taylor Hayes assure Steffi she did the right thing telling Hope the truth. During the week of May 19, Steffi and Hope will continue to stand united as Liam's symptoms get worse. It sounds like Steffi might eventually allow Hope to return to Forrester Creations in light of Liam's forgiveness mission. As for Hope, she could decide to give Carter another chance after being rejected by Liam. However, Hope might be surprised to find that Carter has already moved on with Daphne. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Taylor Hayes will learn 2 secrets and weigh in on Steffi Forrester's controversial decision. Let's talk about the shockers ahead for Taylor and how she'll feel about them. During the week of May 12 to 16, Taylor will get updates on Liam Spencer's grim prognosis. Since Taylor knows how much Liam means to Steffi and her family, her heart will break for all of them. Of course, Taylor will be especially devastated for Liam's daughters, Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer. The thought of Beth and Kelly losing their father while they're so young will be hard for Taylor to even think about. It's Beth's involvement that should make Taylor totally understand Steffi's choice to go against Liam's wishes. Liam didn't want anyone else brought in the loop on his inoperable brain tumor, but Steffi just couldn't leave Hope Logan in the dark. Hope needed to know so she could prepare for the loss of Liam, and help prepare Beth for it too when the time comes. Hope was touched and grateful to Steffi for telling her the truth, but B and B spoilers say Steffi will still struggle with some guilt over blabbing. Liam can't control much right now, so he at least wanted to control the flow of information. Now Liam's lost control of that too, even if it's for his own good. Since Taylor will find out about Liam's medical condition as well, that could mean Steffi will once again betray Liam's confidence. However, it's also possible Liam will trust Taylor with the news after she witnesses a dizzy spell or something along those lines. Liam may decide he doesn't want Steffi to have to lie to her mom when Taylor could be supporting her. Whatever the case, it looks like Taylor will discover two secrets when she learns what Liam's up against, and that Steffi has leaked Liam's inoperable mass to Hope. Taylor will help John Finnegan give Steffi a pep talk, since they'll both think she made the right call with her Hope spillage. The bold and the beautiful Steffi will have a lot to get off her chest, and will lean on Taylor as they struggle with all the difficult predictions about Liam's final chapter. Yeah, we know. According to the rules of Bold and Beautiful, there is nothing that Dollar Bill can't do. But despite the seemingly endless reach of his power, could even he really get Luna paroled? Like, what shriek would clear her to run free? It's not like Finn's newfound daughter accidentally hit someone with her car, or served peanut sauce to someone she was unaware had an allergy. She wasn't thrown in prison for a fatal oopsie. She very deliberately murdered not one but two people, just because they threatened to stand in the way of what she wanted. Now Luna runs around using the word remorseful, like she earns $1 every time she does. Yet she doesn't seem to have any idea what the adjective means. She's about as sorry that she killed Tom and Hollis as I am that glass no. 2 turns into glass no. 4. In other words, not at all. In fact, Luna, the most self-unaware character since Granny Sheila, has the nerve to complain about the fact that nobody wants anything to do with her. It's so unfair, she whined to Granny in the May 9 episode. Yeah, it's awful how judgy people can be when someone offs folks, and then shows how repentant she is by laughing about it and throwing herself at another woman's boyfriend. Luna takes no responsibility for her actions. When she says that she regrets the murders, you just know that in her head, she's thinking, I regret that they made me murder them. Did anyone not chuckle when she insisted that the only reason Finn wanted nothing to do with her was because of his wife? Yeah, it's totally bizarre that Steffi wants her family to stay the hell away from the psycho who locked her in a cage and planned to leave her to die. Go figure, huh? Yet Luna still feels as if she's the party who's been wronged. She thinks Steffi should want to bond with her. I'm her stepchild, she moaned. Tell you what, kid. Yeah, lock me in a cage, and the only thing I'd want to know about you is that you had been sent up the river without a paddle. But since Bold and Beautiful seems committed to its lunacy, an explanation might be in order. Are we supposed to like her? 'Cause all the crocodile tears in the world aren't gonna make that happen. She's a stone-cold villain. Are we meant to think that she's funny? 'Cause we weren't even amused when Sheila treated murder like a punchline. No idea. We've written before, and more than once, about how very soapily right beyond the gates is getting. Well, not everything but closer to it than any other daytime drama at present. And this past week, it brilliantly ticked another box by cementing a rivalry that promises to be every bit as intense as the one The Bold and the Beautiful has been playing for years with Steffi and Hope. Though if push came to shove, Eva would probably love the chance to get to know half-sister Kat. The entitled brat isn't having it. In fact, when Eva tried to tell her not to take out her anger on Ted, as there's nothing more precious than a father's love, Kat said that her newfound sibling was dead to her. Understandable, given the way that Eva's mom had just blown up Kat's parents' anniversary party and marriage in fell swoop. But still, ow, already Eva and Kat also have a guy over whom they can fight, Thomas. Honestly, they could both do so much better. But then, how many times have bold and beautiful viewers said the same thing about Hope and Steffi with regard to Liam? In the weeks, months, years to follow, we can't wait to see Eva and Kat take one step forward, two steps back in their relationship. Maybe someday, like Liam, Thomas will be diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor, and the sisters who find him appealing will bury the hatchet. As the bold and the beautiful takes Liam's condition from bad to worse, even Hope now knows that he's dying. The writing on the wall is increasingly reading that Scott Clifton will soon be out of a job. Hard to believe, right? He's played Mr. Waffle Man, as his father calls him, for 15 years, and in that time has racked up 3 daytime Emmys and driven a bleep ton of story. But even if it is the end of the line for Liam, it isn't necessarily a wrap for Clifton's career in daytime. He could return to the role that gave him his start in soaps, that of Dylan Quartermain on General Hospital. The character's domineering mother Tracy is back in Port Charles, as is Lulu Spencer, who once upon a time wove a tangled web to entice him to cheat on then-wife Georgie Jones. Clifton could slip right back into the part as if he'd never left it and been recast with Robert Palmer Watkins. I am not at all thinking about General Hospital or any other show, he tells Soap Opera Digest. I'm just thinking about doing the best job I can do telling this story. That is what is important to me. I just want to do right by this show, he continues, and this story, and this storyteller, namely Brad Bell, the executive producer and head writer of Bold and Beautiful. Suffice it to say, Clifton is more than doing right by the story. In fact, as Liam tries to keep his chin up even as he's breaking down, he's shattering our hearts on the daily. Liam made things right, or as right as he was willing to at the moment. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Monday, May 12 saw Liam and Bill bury the hatched, Steffi and Hope come together, and Luna all but begging for Finn's love. Dollar Bill was all apologies when he showed up to Il Giardino to see his son. He apologized to Liam for the fight and all the awful things he said. Liam accepted, and then told his dad they had something bigger to discuss. Much, much bigger. Unfortunately, before he could open up, Sheila sat down to thank Bill for releasing Luna back into the public. Sheila glowed at Bill as she went on and on about his good deed. But when she brought up Bill acting like a father to Luna, Liam tried to shut it down. His dad isn't Luna's dad. Period. Well, of course not, Sheila agreed, but he was the closest thing Luna had for a long time. Sheila finally left the guys alone, and sadly, it seems Liam decided against telling his father about his illness. Instead, he thanked Bill for being his father and standing guiding him, loving him, and being there for him. By the end of his speech, Bill and Liam were both in tears. Back at the Logan estate, Steffi continued consoling Hope as she tearfully tried to reconcile the fact Liam is dying, and that he doesn't want anyone to know, and that there's nothing anyone can do about it. Hope wanted a third, fourth, or even fifth opinion. They had to fight. Their family simply could not lose Liam. Their daughters couldn't lose Liam. The women decided to put all their drama aside and get through this as a family. No sooner did Steffi leave than Liam came in. Hope began crying almost immediately and apologized to Liam for every single time she wronged him. She touted his influence on her life and how his love changed her. Liam cried too and promised to always be with her, one way or another. All the while, Luna was at the Cliff house trying to state her case to Finn. Doesn't he want to get to know her? She swore she wasn't the same person who committed all those awful crimes. She's changed since she found out Finn is her father. Isn't there a chance she can make things right and get close to him? Much to Luna's surprise, begging and pleading didn't work. Finn shut her down with a simple shake of the head and a "Sorry, Luna." Of course, Luna assumed this was all because of Steffi. If she wasn't around, they'd be able to be a family. Finn promptly reminded Luna what she did and how she tried to kill his wife. And protecting Steffi is and will always be his #1 priority. Crew Morrow shared a bad habit that might even surprise bad boy Will Spencer. Crew Morrow is a bit of a bad boy like his on-screen alter ego, Will Spencer. The bold and the beautiful star admitted that he's been keeping a secret from fans. He has a bad habit that he can't quit. Morrow shared a shirtless black and white photo on Instagram, but he wasn't thirst-trapping for the ladies. There was a good reason for Morrow's shirtless shot. On Morrow's chest was a fresh tattoo that read in cursive, "October Sun." Morrow also flashed his winning smile. He's definitely Joshua Morrow's son. You can see that smile from a mile away, even if his eyes aren't in the picture. In the caption, Morrow shared his bad habit with fans. He's a bit of a bad boy. Not only that, but he tends to do crazy things to show his love for his mom. "I have a bad habit of gifting my mom terrible presents. Sometimes it's a new motorcycle, other times it's a fresh tattoo. That was the case this time when I came home with her name on my chest," the B&B star wrote. But that's not all. Morrow had a message for his mother. "Love you, Mama. Proud to be your son," he concluded. B&B fans took to the comments section to share their thoughts. Most of them were touched by Morrow's bad habit, which happened to be a thoughtful gift. One fan wrote, "So very thoughtful." A second fan was more excited over the gift, exclaiming, "I love it." Others shared happy Mother's Day wishes. A third fan summed it up by writing, "I didn't know your mom's full name was October. That's so sweet that you did that. Happy Mother's Day to your mom." What did you think of Morrow's bad habit? Did this surprise you? Let us know in the comments section. Fans of Lisa Yamato were happy to see that she's got a new project coming out that has a major pedigree in the film world. While Liam's brain tumor storyline has been at the forefront on The Bold and the Beautiful, Lisa Yamato's villainous Luna has been benched for a short time. But fans need not worry as these things are common, and soon enough we'll see Luna back on screen, perhaps scheming with her grandmother, Sheila. But while fans await her return, they can rejoice at the actress's latest endeavor. Deadline reported on a new project called Ella, which is a Prime Video prequel series to Legally Blonde. According to the outlet, the series is set years before the events in the first movie, which kicked off as Elle Woods graduated from college and headed to Harvard Law to pursue a legal career. Yamato will play Amber in it, alongside Lexi Minetry as Elle. Yamada shared the outlet's post on Instagram, writing, "What, like it's hard? Thank you Amazon Studios Hello Sunshine XX." The line she wrote was a quote from the original film, in which Elle was presented with the idea of attending Harvard's law school. Romy Park, who plays Luna's mother, Poppy, enthusiastically wrote. Along with the Deadline link, Yamada shared a short clip from Legally Blonde in which Elle stated, "I'm sorry, I just hallucinated." What? Other B&B cast members reacted to Yamada's great news with Don Diamond sharing. Annika Noel commented, "Yes, SS. So happy for you, Lisa Yamada," while Lawrence St. Victor also shared his happiness with, Congratulations poured in from all over, with one fan writing words of encouragement with the response, "You're going to be amazing." Another follower reacted with the hopeful statement, "Ox, so you're about to be a huge star is what you're saying." We love to see. The anticipation for the new series was very high, with another fan stating, "This is going to be so good." Will Wyatt run home to be by Liam's side? The clock is ticking for Liam on Bold and the Beautiful, and the heartbreak is only beginning. With an inoperable brain tumor cutting his time short, the question isn't just who will be there for him, but whether his brother Wyatt will make a comeback just in time. Liam's devastating diagnosis is shaking up Los Angeles, and the news is spreading fast. Family, friends, and loved ones are rallying around the beloved Spencer son. But where is Wyatt? Wyatt has been noticeably absent from the chaos. But could this tragic twist pull him back into the fold? Wyatt's relationship with Liam has always been a roller coaster, but blood is thicker than water. Could the heartbreaking news bring Wyatt running home to stand by his brother's side? And if he does return, will the emotional impact keep him in town for good? While Wyatt's return could be the emotional reunion that Liam needs, it's unclear if his appearance will simply be for a few tearful moments, or if it will lead to more long-term involvement. Will Wyatt come back to help Liam in his final days, or will he remain distant, letting the distance between them stay as it has? If Wyatt returns to Los Angeles, the ripple effects could be huge. A grief-stricken Wyatt could reconnect with old flames, find himself in new rivalries, or even take over family business interests. With Liam's days numbered, Wyatt's arrival could mean a fresh wave of drama for the Spencers. But will he show up before it's too late? Does Luna deserve to be part of Finn's life? Family can be complicated, but for Finn, it has reached a whole new level of drama on Bold and the Beautiful. After discovering that Luna is not just his adopted cousin, but his biological daughter, Finn's world turned upside down. Luna wants nothing more than to be part of his life, to connect with her father, and to finally find her place in his family. But her past is a storm cloud hanging over her, one filled with secrets, heartbreak, and dangerous mistakes. Luna's dark history isn't something Finn can easily ignore. She has not only committed 2 murders, but also kidnapped and nearly killed Steffi. Faced with such a troubling truth, Finn made a promise to Steffi that he would cut ties with Luna, ensuring his family's safety. But can he keep that promise? And more importantly, should he? First and foremost, Luna is his daughter. No matter the chaos of her past, that undeniable bond remains. Blood is thicker than water, and forgiving Luna could open the door to a new, meaningful father-daughter relationship. Secondly, everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Luna's actions were terrible, but if she is genuinely remorseful, Finn could be the key to her transformation. A second chance might be exactly what she needs to turn her life around. Finally, forgiveness can bring healing. Both Finn and Luna have been hurt, and working through their issues together might lead to a stronger connection and a brighter future. Maybe what Luna needs is a little love and understanding to change her ways and see the light. On the other hand, Luna's violent past cannot be ignored. Her history of murder and kidnapping makes her a clear danger to Finn's family. Can he really trust her, knowing what she is capable of? No, he can't. And furthermore, neither can anyone else, especially Steffi. Then there's the issue of trust. Finn swore to his wife that he would keep their family safe. How can he do that while maintaining a relationship with someone who has threatened their lives? Does he really want to run the risk of her leaving him? Is Finn ready to sacrifice the family he has for Luna? We're not so sure that's a good idea. In a gripping turn of events, The Bold and the Beautiful takes viewers deep into the shadows of betrayal, desperation, and irreversible choices. Central to this narrative is Liam Spencer, whose deteriorating health and heightened sense of urgency lead him down a harrowing path, one that ends in tragedy for Luna and unveils a mystery that will shake the Forrester family to its core. As Liam grapples with his worsening condition, he finds himself a reluctant guest in Finn and Steffi's home. Although his history with the Forrester family is layered with complex ties, especially with Steffi, he remains on the periphery, more observer than insider. From this vantage point, he witnesses escalating marital tensions between Finn and Steffi, sparked by their contrasting views on Luna. Steffi's deep-seated distrust of Luna stems from past traumas. Luna's violent actions, including 2 deaths and nearly ending Steffi's life, have left scars that Steffi cannot ignore. Finn, ever the idealist, believes in redemption and urges forgiveness. But Liam sees a persistent threat in Luna, one that he feels compelled to eliminate, especially if he won't be around to protect Steffi and the children in the future. Consumed by the belief that Luna remains a danger, Liam makes a chilling decision. He follows her, studies her routines, and waits for the right moment. When he sees Luna walking alone one night, he seizes the opportunity, accelerating his car and fatally striking her. Liam flees the scene, leaving behind a lifeless Luna and a wave of consequences yet to come. Initially treated as a tragic hit-and-run, the case draws the attention of Chief Baker. Despite the apparent simplicity of the scene, the veteran officer suspects foul play. His instincts tell him something isn't right, prompting a deeper investigation into what truly happened that night. Upon learning of Luna's death, Finn is overcome with sadness, but quickly shifts from mourning to skepticism. He begins retracing Luna's final steps, uncovering details that suggest her death wasn't accidental. The inconsistencies and lack of witnesses raise red flags, pushing Finn toward a disturbing realization. As he digs deeper, Finn recalls Liam's increasingly erratic behavior, emotional withdrawal, and past vocal concerns about Luna. The pieces begin to align, and a painful theory emerges. Liam may have orchestrated Luna's death to protect Steffi and the children. For Steffi, the implications are devastating. Though she shares Finn's suspicion, reconciling the Liam she once loved with someone capable of premeditated murder is excruciating. The idea that Liam's final act of protection may have crossed a line into irreversible violence haunts her, casting a shadow over everything she thought she knew about him. As the investigation intensifies, Steffi and Finn must decide how to confront the possibility that someone so close could be responsible for an unforgivable crime. The choice between justice and protecting a legacy of loyalty threatens to fracture the already fragile foundations of their family. The aftermath of Luna's death sends ripples through Los Angeles. As the truth inches closer to the surface, the Forrester family finds itself entangled in a conflict between justice and emotional allegiance. Luna's demise is no longer just a tragic event. It is the catalyst for a reckoning that none of them are prepared for. The storyline challenges every character to confront their own morals, relationships, and unresolved pasts. As Finn and Steffi weigh their next move, one thing is clear. The fallout from Liam's final decision will test the family's unity in ways they never imagined. In a shocking turn of events, The Bold and the Beautiful plunges viewers into a catastrophic fashion debut that ends in tragedy and sparks an explosive corporate and legal scandal. The highly anticipated launch of Forrester Creations' groundbreaking Electro Silk collection, a venture designed to reclaim the brand's cutting-edge legacy, spirals into disaster when model Luna is engulfed in flames on the runway, an accident that leaves her in critical condition and ignites a firestorm of blame. The ambitious Electro Silk project, secretly funded by an anonymous investor, propels the entire Forrester team into a frenzy of innovation. Chemists integrate microscopic silver threads into dynamic fabrics, while Thomas crafts garments designed to glow with emotion under high-intensity lights. However, hidden beneath the surface lies a cascade of fatal compromises, chief among them, slashed budgets and overlooked safety protocols. On the night of the show, Luna dons a luminous prototype gown that reacts to her heartbeat, drawing awe from an audience of global influencers and fashion elites. Yet moments after stepping onto the catwalk, a barely visible plume of smoke signals the onset of disaster. A battery embedded in the gown, weakened by intense heat, malfunctions and explodes. Luna is engulfed in flames as Finn, who had attended as a silent observer, leaps to her rescue through chaos and fire. The incident reveals a series of critical failures: defective sprinkler systems due to cost-cutting, overloaded electrical circuits, and insufficient emergency protocols. Backstage panic ensues as Ridge and Brooke are trapped behind falling rigging, while Steffi organizes a frantic evacuation. Despite Thomas disabling the power grid, Fire consumes the runway and the irreplaceable design archive beneath it. The aftermath is swift and brutal. News outlets leak footage of Luna ablaze, and major retailers cancel orders citing safety concerns. However, the scandal deepens when leaked security footage exposes Bill Spencer in secret talks with executives from the Kyoei Tech Consortium, pressuring them to bypass battery testing to meet launch deadlines. Further digital forensics trace a deliberate software breach disabling heat sensors back to a Spencer shell company. Legal warfare erupts. Spencer Publications is unmasked as the shadow financier behind ElectroSilk, and Bill is accused of criminal recklessness. In response, Bill countersues for defamation, threatening to dismantle both fashion houses and court. Meanwhile, Luna remains hospitalized with severe internal injuries, and Finn is haunted by guilt. Inside a soot-stained hotel ballroom, the Forrester family splinters. Eric confesses to budgetary sacrifices that may have contributed to the disaster, while Steffi urges unity in framing Bill as the sole antagonist. As investigations unfold, shareholders file class action suits, and federal subpoenas fly. Ridge contemplates selling off international assets just to stay afloat. In the closing moments, despite widespread ruin, hope flickers. Thomas and Steffi, surrounded by the charred remains of their dream, begin reconstructing a new vision, one not powered by technology, but by the enduring pulse of family resilience. From the ashes of catastrophe, Forrester Creations prepares to rise again. In a deeply emotional turn of events, The Bold and the Beautiful delivered one of its most devastating storylines to date, marking the unexpected and heartbreaking death of Liam Spencer during his daughter Beth's birthday celebration. The storyline not only shifted the trajectory of several characters, but also amplified the emotional stakes of the long-running CBS soap. Liam, facing a rapidly deteriorating health condition, organized what would become a final celebration with his daughter and Hope. Despite the joy surrounding Beth's birthday, tragedy struck swiftly. Shortly after Beth made a heartfelt wish for her family to remain united, Liam collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Despite medical efforts, his death was confirmed, leaving Hope and Beth shattered. The loss reverberated through the community. At Liam's funeral, emotions ran high and tensions erupted. Bill Spencer, Liam's father, was furious to discover that he had been kept in the dark about his son's illness. His grief transformed into rage, particularly directed at Steffi and Finn, whom he believed had deliberately excluded him. The confrontation escalated into a physical altercation during the ceremony, casting a dark shadow over the intended moment of closure. In the aftermath, Bill's grief spiraled into a vendetta. He launched an aggressive campaign targeting Finn's professional credibility, using his media empire to tarnish reputations. Despite attempts by Ridge and Brooke to reason with him, Bill remained consumed by vengeance. His behavior began to strain personal relationships, particularly those with Steffi and Finn, who themselves struggled with guilt over respecting Liam's wish for secrecy. Hope, meanwhile, found herself battling the emotional aftermath while trying to shield Beth from the toxic fallout. Ultimately, Hope confronted Bill in a powerful appeal for peace, emphasizing the damage his actions were inflicting on the family Liam left behind. This emotional plea served as a turning point for Bill, prompting him to withdraw his attacks and reflect on his actions. Gradually, the fractured relationships began to mend. Bill started the long process of healing, while Hope and Steffi worked to repair their own strained dynamic. Although the scars of Liam's death remain, the community found a shared path toward reconciliation, honoring his memory through unity and emotional restoration. Parallel to the somber events on screen, fans of The Bold and the Beautiful retreated to a lighter, celebratory development off-screen. Supervising producer Casey Kasperzik spearheaded a unique initiative with Funko Pop collectibles, turning fan-favorite characters into custom vinyl figures through Funko's Pop Yourself platform. What began with Brooke and Ridge's iconic pairing quickly expanded to include Steffi and Finn. The figures were lauded for their detail, capturing character traits and signature accessories like Finn's medical bag and Steffi's stylish scarf. These custom creations resonated deeply with fans, reflecting the emotional depth and relatability of the show's characters. The excitement reached new heights when a fan-driven campaign determined the next collectible release. The winners, Hope and Liam, were especially poignant given the current storyline. The figures symbolized a love story shaped by resilience, heartbreak, and enduring connection. Fans embraced the release, with many sharing images and personal interpretations across social media. Although these unique Funko Pops are not mass-produced, the Pop Yourself tool allows fans to design their own versions, contributing to a participatory celebration of the show's legacy. Fans have created a range of figures, from alternate couples to iconic antagonists, further enriching the soap's cultural impact. From a devastating loss that reshaped core relationships to a creative celebration of fan-favorite couples, The Bold and the Beautiful continues to engage its audience through emotional storytelling and interactive fan experiences. Liam's death storyline not only underscored the fragility of life, but also highlighted the power of reconciliation. While the Funko Pop initiative offered fans a tangible and personalized way to stay connected with the characters they love, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that Eric Forrester might be trying to manipulate his son Ridge Forrester into getting back with Brooke Logan. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. During the latest episode of B&B, Eric made it clear to Ridge that he was making a huge mistake by taking back Taylor Hayes, when everyone knows that his true destiny is to be with a woman like Brooke Logan. Well, everyone seems to know it except for Ridge himself. That's why Eric has taken it upon himself to at least convince his son that he's making a terrible mistake. But is it really working? Or is Eric just being manipulative, as always? As our fans can imagine, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some have even commented with, "I agree that Eric should let Ridge make his own decisions." But in Soapland, it's entertaining to hear people tell others what they should or shouldn't be doing, like what they say matters. Getting Bridge back together makes sense in Soapland. I like them together. But the whole back and forth is overplayed. Another critic wrote, maybe he shouldn't have been a giant crybaby and answered her calls or texts when she was trying to tell him about why she was taking the CEO position. He's an idiot, and sorry not sorry so are Brooke and Taylor when it comes to him. And then there was this comment as well. How glad was I when Eric finally told Ridge he made a bad decision going back to Taylor. His place is with Brooke, his Logan. Eric admitted that he made an irrational mistake thinking Brooke was a party to stealing FC. However, Ridge has yet to accept any responsibility. I hope he waddles in self-pity seeing his Logan move on. It goes without saying that B&B fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. Watch this space. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below.